Right, let's get on to those markets with Ridwaan Moolla, CEO of Think Markets, joining us to unpack those. Ridwaan, I mentioned it in my intro that the JSE has had a very volatile week. That's continued, ending just over 0.5% in the red today. Lots of broad-based losses. I mean, what would you say were some of the biggest contributors to the movements that we saw on the local bourse today?
So, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that's contributing to this because you're looking at literally shares like MTN, Sibanye, Vodacom, Click. So it's, they were all down over 2%. So it's across the board that you're seeing that. It's not just, so you could say, oh, okay, in one sector there was something down or whatever the case may be. It's really and truly right now, I think markets around the world, we are going to get hammered. People are already talking about a recession and all of these type of things. I mean, that's all going to contribute to all of these things. But the thing that was the most surprising, obviously, and, well, I wouldn't say surprising, but Naspers and Prosus. I mean, those two shares, Naspers up 8.9%, Prosus up over 6.8% on the day. And obviously, that's because of the news from Tencent. Tencent in China was up just over 7%. And that really and truly only came because of the fact the Chinese government decided to release something like 60 new video games into the market. So none of them were Tencent's video games, but it obviously created the expectation that they would be in the next batch. So it was a good day for those two shares. But other than that, it's been really and truly a tough week for investors. You're seeing also a lot of people right now pulling out of the markets quite a bit, holding a bit of cash and waiting to see when to come back in.
No, absolutely. I mean, the big story, and you mentioned this offline when we were chatting earlier, is the story of oil. And I dread the thought, Ridwaan, but are we going to be seeing the levels we saw in 2008? I mean, that completely just wipes out the rand's strength. It doesn't matter how strong the rand gets at this stage. We're going to be paying hefty prices for fuel for a while if it happens.
100% correct. It's, like you just show all the market movements, the one thing you do not want to see green is the oil price, because that means it's going up. I mean, currently it's over $120 a barrel. I mean, I'm just looking at it right now. In fact, it's 122.68 US dollars at this moment in time. Are we going to get to those 2008 levels of 140 US dollars? Right now, we don't know. But all indications are saying, look, it's not coming down. It's not going to be coming down anytime soon. And that is going to impact our petrol price. It is going to make things more expensive, especially in our country. And as consumers, it's going to hurt. We're all seeing that coming.
No, it absolutely will hurt. One positive thing, though, Ridwaan, is the price of the local unit, the rand, doing quite solidly against major global currencies. I saw just a few minutes ago it was at around 15.28. Hey, are we teetering below 15, do you think?
Not yet.
Okay.
Look, currently, I mean, if you look at it for the last week, what are we seeing? We're seeing lows of about 15.25 at the moment, but whether it will get below 15, I don't think it's going to be in the next week. I think we've got quite a bit of announcements still coming out from all over the world. We've got some interest rate hikes that are going to be coming as well. So I think right now it's in a nice band. It's been stable in that band. It hasn't gone, totally to the 16 side, but it also hasn't really just dropped to the below 15. So I think it's in a nice range at the moment, unless something really unexpected comes out. Who knows? Maybe something comes out on the DG, the new DG that you appointed. That could impact it. But at this moment in time, what we're seeing is it's looking like it's in a nice, good place, but it's doing well. And that is a big bonus for all of us.
No, absolutely, Ridwaan. One last one. SPAR Group releasing their results. Sales at tops.
Yeah.
And this says a lot about the average South African. Top sales were over 40% higher. That contributing significantly to the profits that SPAR presented today. But also they did highlight, Ridwaan, that price increases are coming and consumers must brace themselves.
So it's like you just said right now. I mean, you just had a segment about liquor licenses and everything else. Yes, Tops really did fantastically well. And what we also might forget is, remember, there was about 13 stores that closed during the unrest in July. And even with that, they were still able to open further 26 stores and 42% jump in sales. So I think that's a very good recovery. I mean, considering especially where 2020 was with lockdowns and everything else and not being able to buy any liquor. But yeah, everything is going to get more expensive. And now it's a big question of how you're going to start budgeting. Are you going to still be able to spend that much money on the luxury items like your alcohol and the likes? So we'll see how that goes. But it's really great stuff. And yes, we all know South Africans we love our alcohol.
No, absolutely. Ridwaan, thank you very much for your time this evening. Ridwaan Moolla, who's the CEO at Think Markets, wrapping up